Hello there, my name is Jennifer Foster and I'm the owner of the Energy Dynamic Model Academy, the only place in the world where you can study the nature of human energy. This idea is excellent for parents to teach their children, to support other people in order that they thrive, and for leadership as personal development. Once you understand how you work on a deeper level than just psychology, you will be able to see the world in a different way. You will be able to be the observer. You will be able to understand what who you are is, and you will be able to curate a life around you that is good for yourself. Therefore, you will be able to become embedded in your what I call feel energy. You will come from that place. Your mind will calm down and you will become much more imaginative, creative. You'll be able to see how to solve problems and you will become much more human and real and alive, as opposed to in this modern world having a life that's very stressful, very robotic, very following rules, where you get stuck in your head and you tend to go round and round in circles in a hamster wheel, which you eventually, as it goes faster and faster, you're flung off this hamster wheel, and then you can crash and burn. If you understand the nature of human energy, which is very, very linked to who you are, then this will no longer happen, because you will be able to come off the hamster wheel and leave your head, for want of a better word, and go down and start to feel and understand and experience life as you're supposed to. I've got lots of resources to help you do this, including an online courses at the Energy Dynamic Model Academy, books, tower training kits, and also ones especially designed for young people and their parents to get communication going. So do let me know. I will give out details at the end of this video if you'd like to know more. What these videos are about at the moment is I'm reading the book, The Energy Dynamic Model, Complete Works from 1978 to 2024. And I'm on page 22 and I'm going to read all of it. So we're just beginning really. So do enjoy, do subscribe, do like, do share. So page 22, Mark B. He was a young man in his 20s, clever, articulate and reliable. His mental health was described as depressed, and he had a learning difficulty described as Asperger's syndrome. He was currently working for a security firm, watching cameras for 8 hours a day in a small room on his own. His who you are was the military, being sociable with friends and family, routine and stability. He had good exam results from school and was very articulate. We placed him in a police station in a criminal justice unit. I worked with the office manager looking at appropriate roles for Mark. One was looking after the tapes of the interviews of suspects, and the other was making sure warrants were issued correctly. He was excellent at both these roles. He started to mix with other staff after a few weeks, and after a month or two he was joining in with the social activities. He came off his medication shortly after this, as he was no longer depressed. He was still in his job 10 years later, as his mother used to let me know how he was getting on. Angela C. Young lady in her 20s, living with autism. Displayed behaviour when she was stressed, which involved twirling around and making noises. She was working in a social services office in an open plan office on the computer and struggled to focus and concentrate. So she became stressed and would twirl around a lot. The staff around her could not deal with this at all. I was called in, and I quote, to control the situation. I immediately took her out of this placement. She started the process I had developed. We discovered she had good basic office skills and knowledge, was friendly, and had a great sense of humour and would often tell jokes. She loved recycling and was passionate about telling people about this. We found her a part-time supported placement with the council, knocking on people's doors with a staff partner, collecting their recycled rubbish. She loved this job, and because of this rarely twirled around. But if she had to, then she was able to do this away from the customers or lots of people. Her well-being dramatically improved, and her family commented on how much easier it was at home with her. Group of students. About 10 students on a college course, all of whom had various disabilities ranging from being mute to partial eyesight to learning difficulties. They were doing a cooking course, and there were a couple of other subjects they could choose. I asked the tutor how long they had been at the college and was told that they had all been there for a while, and some of them had been there for as long as 10 years. I asked why this was the case. It was explained to me that the students were quite happy doing this and did not request any further progression. I said that this was not good enough and that they needed to be given better opportunities. The tutor said this was not possible. So, I ran a course for them myself, using role play, miming, etc. And at the end of this week-long course, all of them made an informed choice about their next steps to move on. A couple of them chose to study at the local city farm where there were horses, as they loved animals, and they were so happy to be there. Karaoke and cakes. There was a lot of loneliness, separation and poverty in a local area. One of the projects we set up with the Youth Club and Probation Office was to hold a community evening every week where you could sing karaoke and buy cakes. The probation team made the cakes and sold them, and the youth club members were in charge of the karaoke. The local residents were invited and they loved it. Every week the hall would be full of all different types of people from all ages singing together and eating. It helped to create a more supportive environment for the young people and to integrate the different generations of people too. During these times, I had discovered what I later defined as people's power needs and who they were, as a formula that applied to everyone. Once these were realised and shown in the day-to-day, people became very motivated and, over time, much happier. Mental health issues dramatically improved and quality of life changed. I then moved on and decided to set up my own business for various personal reasons, but mainly because I could see that the framework I had built to enable people to develop and grow was robust and effective. This was when I began to examine the so-called complex relationship that we were all supposed to have with the mind. So that's the end of that little section. So as I said, if you're interested in learning more about this idea, or if you'd like to use the resources in your community, please let me know. The website is www.energydynamicmodel.com, and there are online courses too for the individuals, and my text is 0790 3820 950. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.